Yeah, okay. Now, thanks, my brother, for joining me. We are now starting to record our talk. As a way of kicking off, I have titled this talk Introduction to Promedical Asymmetric Cryptocurrency Minting. That's a very big field. You know, there are so many things that already are starting to raise eyebrows to some people. Talking about Promedical, talking about asymmetric, talking about cryptocurrency, talking about minting. You know, all that can easily worry a person. Fortunately, we do have quite a number of videos for those people, for instance, who don't know what Promedical is all about, what Promedical is doing, or what it has been doing, and what it's planning for the future. For those people, for instance, who would like to sort of catch up, they can just go to a Promedical website, and they can check what Promedical is all about. We've got also some couple of videos on YouTube. If they go to YouTube, anyone goes to YouTube, and then they would see a lot of videos that we've posted previously there. And they can also just email us or WhatsApp on our WhatsApp numbers that we have posted before, but everything is on the website. Perhaps for the benefit of the listeners and the viewers here, to unpack this monster called the asymmetric cryptocurrency minting, I have invited Lieven van Daal to join me to unpack this. And just as a way of introduction, Lieven van Daal is actually the developer, or alternatively the programmer, of Promedical. I always like to say the self-taught one, because the self-taught people, they usually do better than those. Okay, let me not say that, but they usually do better than the ones who hold some of these degrees, because with the degrees, sometimes you teach what the professors wanted to teach you. I mean, you are taught what they wanted to teach. So, and then at the end of the day, some of the stuff you learn in the field. But having been self-taught, in my view, it's always a very good advantage. I've seen it in music. Most of the musicians who have made it are guys who are self-taught. You know, yeah. Well, it's also just good to mention that I mean, you have a vast experience, you know, coming from the decades, you know, of doing programming work. And I thought that maybe that would be a good just for those who are listening to know. Lieven has done quite a very interesting work for Promedical since around, remind me if I'm wrong, right? I think around 2019, if I'm not mistaken, when we started doing work for Promedical. Lieven is the one who actually developed or even made the Promedical website better, because I mean, I remember Promedical was built on a Wix template, if I remember very well, and thanks to you, Lieven, because you are the one who actually improved it to what it is today, which is something that one can be proud of. And I'm sure there's still a big room for improvement moving forward. Yes, you did the website, and also you developed the doctor find. Of course, there are some challenges now, but I'm sure very soon it will be sorted out if I'm correct. Okay, but it's no big deal. We are not going to talk about it. Probably they will find at some point we'll find time to actually talk about the doctor find, what is it, and so forth. We recently had a video where we also presented some of the work that we have done for Promedical, which is a Promedical practice management software. We did, I think, about 2 videos already on that one. And anyone who would like to visit or revisit those videos, they are available on the YouTube. There's a link on the website as well. What is exciting to me today is that just recently you concluded the development of the minting side of things, which is a Promedical asymmetric cryptocurrency minting, which is what we are going to talk about right now. Well, I must say that I've learned a lot from you. I'm still learning. I wish by now I could have learned a third, but I don't know how much I've learned, but yeah, I have an idea about coding, what coding is all about. I still have to do my part now. And I hope that very soon one would actually focus on full time and, okay, maybe spend more time and understand what you have covered over decades. For the viewers, I think what is important to me, maybe you'll add on what I'm gonna say, Liven. I think for anybody to understand what we are talking about, especially to understand the world of cryptocurrency, I think there are certain things that people should do. Unfortunately, it can be very difficult for us to start from scratch trying to teach people about cryptocurrency, let alone mining and minting. It can take us almost a whole year developing those videos. It's a huge material. Fortunately enough, we have got a library, called YouTube. That's where people can find anything about what we are going to talk about now. Anything that we are going to summarize to try and assist people to sort of fall in line with what we are doing. I've just jotted down some of the things I think are important. I think it's important for people to visit those, for instance, who have never visited the basic economics, for sure, those who have had an opportunity of coming across economics at some stage in their lives, maybe it's about time they revisit that, especially the financial economics, simple things like the meaning of money, what is money, the origins of money, I found that very helpful to me. Because when you are dealing with cryptocurrency, you are dealing with money. So it would be good to understand where actually this concept of money comes from, right from bartering system and today. I mean, we've gone through a lot of stages when it comes to money. I'm not going to deal with that now. I just hope that people will find it interesting to revisit that or visit that and try and get their heads around the concept of money, because that's what we're going to talk about. Many people probably, they didn't think of that, when you grow up with money, there's rands and cents, but most of us never, stopped a little bit and say, hey, but where is this coming from? For the purposes of what we're doing, I think it will be important for people to do that. And very interesting for me is also for people, well, look, it's YouTube. Everything is on YouTube. The person can just go and type origins of money, or what is money? And then, this beautiful international library is there for us. I mean, it's free. All you need is data. You get what I mean? And then the other thing that I thought was important for people to assist themselves is to look at the migration from a gold standard to fiat. I found that very, very helpful. When and did you migrate, and what were the reasons of migration, abandoning the gold standard? I really found that history very, very helpful. Then it made me understand how this world is structured and how politicians are actually playing a big part in the manipulation of our very existence. Of course, once a person starts covering those areas and then they develop more interest, and then to even look at the money today, the currencies, what you call the currencies or the fiat, who controls fiat, who makes fiat, and all those things, So we're not going to deal with that, but it would be good for people to go and review those topics. And what is important for us is that people go and pay full attention on blockchain technology. Very important. It's on the YouTube. Takes time to read. It took me some time, to get my head around it. But I'm glad that I did that because I understand it. I understand the risks. I understand the rewards. So I'm comfortable, that I can actually get into the space of cryptocurrency with confidence because I understand it. Like anything that you understand, you become comfortable. If you don't understand something, you become scared because you're just scared of what you don't know. And that's normal, and it's a good thing, I think, so that you don't get yourselves in things you do not know. And I'm sure as people go through the blockchain technology, they will never miss the smart contracts. You can just Google and then they just go and read about smart contracts, how smart contracts work. Like I said, between me and you, we won't be able to cover those topics, those subjects in detail. We'll just brush over with the hope that people are adults and they want to know about money and they want to enjoy financial independence, financial freedom, where they can create money and not rely on people to employ them and push them around and then give them peanuts at the end of the month. So smart contracts are very, very important. And once people understand those, I think it would also be beneficial to also look at the Etherscan, how Etherscan works, because that's what is going to assist them to verify the things that we are saying, the things that we are doing, so that they don't think that Promedical is now coming up with a scam. Because I know that the cryptocurrency is associated, many people associate cryptocurrency with scams. Of course, there are a lot of scams in cryptocurrency. There are also a lot of scams in fiat. People are being scammed these days. In fact, I know a lot of people who are being scammed on fiat these days, more than they are scammed on cryptocurrency. And then once people have covered that, they can also look at cryptocurrency mining and minting. Very important that people can have a very solid foundation on what is mining, cryptocurrency mining, what is cryptocurrency minting, and how do those things work, I was just looking at the statistics the other day, I think day before or something. I think I spoke to you as well about that a lot of people, they are blaming cryptocurrency. I think it's been some of the governments, they are blaming it for scams that we see around. But I actually picked up something very interesting, that actually in cryptocurrency, the scams, they contribute about 0.35%. And whereas in the fiat, they contribute about 5% and more. So that's where, you know, you realize that sometimes certain things that are good can have a bad name just because of some few individuals who have done things wrongly. And, you know, and it ends up being like, oh, the whole thing is just as bad, you know. So now what you're going to do, we're going to take the listeners through all these all these things that I've spoken about. But I must be honest, everyone must be prepared to put aside some time, you know, because I can tell you, it's not easy, it's not quick, you know. It takes a long time to understand these things. And I mean, I always say to myself, if I have got to know about money, how to make money and how money works, how can I be financially free, you know, and be able to have the money that I want? Then I can spend the rest of my life learning about that money, because then it means I'm free, you know, and then I'm going to learn, you know. If I were to learn for forever, learning how to work for someone, then I would have a big problem. I would have a
okay, excuse me, doctor.
Yeah.
Can I put the light on, because I'm trying with my light here, but nobody is corresponding to answering. I mean,
I can see you,
because I'm like sitting in the dark now. If you
I can
don't
see
mind,
you. I can see you. I can see you.
You can see me.
Yes. Yeah.
Perfectly.
Yeah.
So.
Not perfectly. Okay. Not perfectly. You want to put on your light?
I would like to put the light on. Yes.
I can wait for you.
Otherwise, I'm like a ghost.
Yeah, it's all right. Yeah, you can put on your light.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I hope it will be better.
Yeah, that's better.
Okay. Yes, it's a bit better.
No, that's better. You. Yeah.
No,
okay.
Sorry for that.
No problem. It's okay. And then what I think it's important, maybe that's the last thing I'm going to say now about the whole thing of someone orientating himself or herself around this. I think all the people, in my view, correct me if I'm wrong, is that I think they just need, well, some people can ask themselves, but I mean, to understand cryptocurrency, blockchain, and all these things, are you supposed to be an IT person? Or are you supposed to be a mathematician? Or are you supposed to be, you know, an accountant or what? No, in my view, anyone can do this. The only thing I've realized when I actually traveled this journey is that all you need is just the attitude of embracing technology. That's what I've seen. As long as you have just the basics, the basic understanding of math, you know, basic, you know, in my view, you don't even need to be a grade 12. You know, I think a person with a background of a grade 10, I mean, it means it's a person who can add, subtract, multiply, and manipulate some few things. I mean, I think that's enough. You know, I think the biggest thing for me that I've realized is that you must have the attitude of embracing technology. You know, and also the attitude of thinking far away from the box, not even outside the box, just being far away from the box. You don't need a box to think. You know. That's my view. Some people, maybe they can differ with me. I don't know. It depends on the enthusiasm. If a person really wants to know something, I believe that they can master this, you know. And maybe for those people who would love to know more, we'll have a lot of stuff that they will post on the website as well. They can visit the website. I think you have some videos that you posted there on development as well. Am I correct? Yeah. So those people who want to learn programming and learn what those who have got so much appetite to challenge themselves, and then they can always go to our website and they'll get the stuff there. I must say, however, that I found it easy. Whenever I interact with Promedical members, quite a number of them, I found it easy to work with them. They seem to understand things faster. Of course, perhaps it can't be the level of sophistication, because I mean, most of the time I'm talking to healthcare health professionals. I mean, these are the guys who did the science. I mean, they went through quite a lot of complex stuff. So I find it easy whenever I explain something to them, especially along the lines of crypto. Okay. Maybe what I must indicate now is that in our next videos, what we'll be dealing with will be very practical. Like I already spoke to you about that. We have to be practical. We have to show people how to download MetaMask, which is the wallet, the cryptocurrency wallet, and how to use it, how to download it and have it, and how to use MetaMask, which is the very important component of cryptocurrency. And then once a person has downloaded MetaMask, the next thing that we'll be showing them, we'll be doing those things practical. I'm just indicating to our listeners now what we'll be dealing with in our next videos to come. It will be MetaMask, how to download and use it. I mean, the wallet, and how to fund the account, open an account and fund it. And using Alcoin Trader, which is our local, our South African exchange. That's how we move the money from our bank to the exchange, and then how to move money from the exchange to the Promedical account, crypto account, and then that's where it gets into the management, and therefore that's where the minting start. And they will also cover with some videos how to use Etherscan for those people who want to monitor their transactions, so that at least they can have a good sleep, to say, wow, I can see my money all the time. I want to see it where it's gone. And they also will deal with the issues of how to withdraw, because at the end of the day, once we have funded a project like this one, and then at the end of the day, you need to get your returns, because it's all about making money. So on that note, I think we can then maybe start shooting and deal with what we want to deal with in this introduction. I don't know if I left anything maybe you wanted to, before we start, because I'm going to start now leading the discussion.
Okay, you mentioned MetaMask.
Yeah.
MetaMask is as easy as doing an online transaction from your bank. There's nothing special about it, because if you fail doing a transaction online from your bank, you go to your bank. Now this is where anybody who has a wallet, a crypto technology wallet on his side, MetaMask is just one, but MetaMask is the one who's best linked with Ethereum. The only thing that is required there is also a password and a mnemonic key, which is 12 words that need to be well protected, that you don't have to learn out of your head. You can write them down, just put them in a safe, or keep them in a text, notepad text, that you thereafter encrypt with AES, from AES crypt.com, which stands for
But
Advanced
don't you
Encrypted.
think maybe let's deal with that when we
Okay.
deal with a MetaMask? Isn't it
All
that
right.
that will do practical? What I'm trying to avoid, being very technical, and then at the end of the day, we lose our audience. You know when it becomes too technical, and then somebody has got to listen, and this technical AES, and then it becomes complex. Maybe let's shelve that talk, that discussion for our practical session, because we're going to have a practical video that will cover all those aspects, all those areas, crypto, your MetaMask, your exchange, and so forth. Yeah. What I want us to do today is as an introduction, because we want to take people through just to the overview of what is it that we are doing, and where are we, what do we want to achieve, how are we going to get there, and with them. So if our introduction is good enough, it will give appetite for people to actually view our next videos, where we'll be taking them through all the things that we're talking about. Perhaps to kick off, let me just ask you in simple terms, how do you explain, without being very technical, a cryptocurrency to a novice? I mean, just simple terms, without using quite a lot of.
Crypto technology is the way that a fork has been created by the likes of Ethereum after Bitcoin, and these forks, they are distributed all over the world, meaning maybe 1 million developers, miners, have this on their sites, where they use the proof of work, which is using a lot of currency to actually create these blocks that are mining. Now, the reason why they do this, they are getting rewarded Ethereums. The following step is where we're going to have the merge very soon, where we're going to have a proof of stake, which is going to be using less electricity on this miners side hardware, and where they're also going to be rewarded, but less. Anything that you can see on Ethereum is called dApps, which are decentralized applications.
Okay, maybe before you arrive there. Before you arrive there, just wanted us to unpack cryptocurrency. Okay, maybe let me just for the benefit of the listeners, just to just indicate to them that you are a PLG, so there will be the language thing, so it should be understood as such that if you are to speak in Flemish, because then it would be a different story, so that people understand and they are patient when we are explaining what we are explaining. So, being originally from Belgium and adapting to English, it's always a bit of a challenge, but it's fine. I'm sure they can follow you. Now, on crypto, I just wanted to understand, can I say cryptocurrency is money? It's just currency, like, I'm just like being simple. Can I just say it's money, that I can use to buy something? I can use it to store value. I can use it to purchase any item that I want. Can I be as simple as that and say crypto? That's what cryptocurrency is.
Exactly. This is what it is. It's a value scale.
Yeah.
That one can make it to go up or to go down,
Okay.
depending on the how many that we're buying
Yeah.
at the same time in different times from different exchanges,
Yeah. No, that's fine.
bidding
Yeah, that's
bidding
fine.
up against each other. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. I'm trying to limit you because I know you know a lot of things. So
Mm.
you know when you know too much, you can yeah,
No
you
problem.
can I know that. I know. So that's why
No problem.
I'm trying to manage this
Mm,
talk.
mm,
What gonna come there? How
mm,
does it grow? How does it move and all those things? Just want the understanding because the main
mm,
thing for me, whenever I talk to people about cryptocurrency, they just say, cryptocurrency. I don't want to hear about that. You understand? Number one,
mm,
they would tell me uh, what is behind cryptocurrency. What is backing it? What is backing its value? They will tell me things like there's no value in cryptocurrency. What's the value? We understand how does it grow? How does it come down? All those things. I remember, and you remember yourself, once had a very supposedly intelligent financial advisor that I once invited in our office, if you remember, some couple of months back, or if not a year or so. And he was very forthright. No, cryptocurrency. He said no go. He said no go because what is backing that thing? There's no value in that. What would you say? What is backing cryptocurrency? I mean, if someone puts that as an argument, what is backing cryptocurrency? What makes it to have value in the first place? Yeah.
okay. Uh, you see, there are two ways or different ways. Let me put it like this: actually, to store your value, or you store your value, uh, crypto value. I mean, because banks, you cannot put your Bitcoin in the bank, so they have to be somewhere. So, or they find themselves in exchanges, or you're able to keep them in your own wallet. And your own wallet always is going to show you the dollar value that your crypto has. And this can be Ethereum, this can be Bitcoin, this can be any token that you have on your side.
Yeah,
So
but here's
they
the question. But wait a minute. Here's the question. The question says, how does it assume, how does it get value? I understand that now it has got a dollar value. A person who does not know cryptocurrency, at the back of his mind or her mind, is that how does it actually assume or take that value? How does it happen? What are the processes that actually will make something called cryptocurrency? Maybe, for instance, I mean, let me just put it blank, point blank, that cryptocurrency is nothing else but a code. Okay, it's a code. Am I correct? It's
yes.
just a series of numbers and alphabets, whatever it is. It's a code. It's an IT code. It's cryptography. Basically, it's something that has been encrypted. Okay, it's a code, right? But now we have got this code that has been, generated. How does it actually take the value and now suddenly it becomes $2 or $100, whatever value it takes? How do we come at that? Yeah.
Okay, this is very simple. When let me take Ethereum as a fork as a sample, from initiation, from creating the genesis, the value was given there. So each miner that came thereafter had to be paid. He had to be paid in Ethereum, and that's why in no time we saw scales of close to 10,000% that this Ethereum value had, because of the miners, because of the interaction from external wallets, exchanges, using this Ethereum as a tool, where they were making decentralized applications many tokens. There are many thousands of tokens as we speak, merely a few years later, you understand, than the birth of Ethereum. So, and this is something that is going to grow. And this is where Promedical Minting actually has seen the gap in this market.
Okay, wait a minute.
Yes,
Now, let me
yes,
see
yes.
if I understand you there, because that's very critical. You see, I'm going to give you an example. If you take, I know that you're short of words, you understand, and I understand that, but I know you're going to help me then. If you look at gold, when we're still using the gold standard, okay, all right, and then, well, before that, there was something else, you know. Okay, let me just go back to bartering system, you understand? Somebody who had a cat and they wanted a horse, you know. So the two people, the other one has got a horse, the other one has got a cat. And then if there was a double coincidence, and then the person who wanted a cat, all right, he would swap, okay, his horse for a cat because we wanted a cat, and the deal would be done, okay. And then now we went to gold standard. Gold standard said, okay, fine. The state or the government will print so many notes, because I mean, people can't walk around with gold and to exchange gold. Because what people were doing, they would go to the bank and put their gold there. And then the bank would say, okay, they weigh it. They say, okay, it weighs so much. And then from there, they say, okay, here is a receipt, you know, that in the bank, you have got so much money. So they would give him notes so that he can't walk around with his gold to go and buy a cat, you know, or something else. So then that in that case, there was an element of trust, so that you trust the bank that you left your gold there. And then you have got these notes now that you can walk around and spend the way you want, okay? But then later on, the government said, no, that was, I think, about 1972. President Nixon of United States of America said, no, we can actually do away with the gold standard. We can just print money now. And then, but now, instead of human being trusting the bank that he has got gold in the bank, and that's why he has got his notes. And then the government said, no, you better trust us now. You understand? When you have this note, it's a promissory note that if you give it to someone, it has got value, and then that person can give you the goods. So it means if that person brings this money anywhere in this state, and then it works. So that's why now I'm trying to, and then of course, there were other factors now that came in. The whole question of a demand and supply, you know, to say, okay, if, you know, a certain item, for instance, that costs X amount of money, all right? If it is bought quite a lot, you know, therefore it becomes scarce, and therefore it will need more money to buy, you know, to find, you know. So you know, things like that. So those are factors now that started affecting the fiat. You understand? To say, okay, fine, it will go up and down depending on the demand, the law of demand and supply. So I'm trying to for the benefit, of course, of the viewers, you know, and those people, for instance, who are saying there's no value in this, but where is the value? How does it start? Am I correct to say the whole value, it starts by having someone somewhere in the world who would like to purchase something, and then now there's someone who must move the money somewhere in the world on another pole, opposite pole, and then moving money to somebody, and then that person demands the crypto. He demands to use it. The reason being, it's convenient. He wants something convenient, something light, you know, something that he doesn't have to carry around, something that he doesn't have to get the permission from the government to move around. Something that is cheap is not costly. To purchase something with something that is not it cannot be manipulated by the government. You know, is it not true that the value of cryptocurrency comes from that corner where people are looking for convenience, people are looking for something efficient, it's very fast. I mean, at a click of a button, I can move tons and tons of money to United States of America on a click of a button. And then and that person, that side, has got something that cannot be refused by anyone within the cryptocurrency community, you know, which makes cryptocurrency the people's money, you know. So in my view, that's what I think creates the value of cryptocurrency. And of course, once that value has been created, and then of course we'll deal with the technical stuff like mining and minting, but just that basic principle, you know, that says it is a way of exchanging value, you know. It is a way of making things simpler, you know, and also avoiding the middlemen, you know, all the fees that go with movement of money. Because if you move money from one bank to the other, the fees are so exorbitant, you just can't believe yourself. So, do you agree with me that would be a
time efficiency? Yes, I do agree. It's very time efficient, and the faster money can go from one hand to another. The more money that is looking forward to you. Especially if you're a person who's selling something, you know. Yes. If there's
then you mentioned something. Now it brings to the technical part now of mining, because this code, remember we agreed that crypto is a code, you know. It's encrypted. That's why it's called cryptocurrency, because it works on the concept of cryptography. So where you hide something, you encrypt so that somebody else cannot see them. So now it gets mined, right? Now, every time somebody talks about mining, I mean, I always think about mining gold. And I think that analogy works for me. I don't know about other people. Because then it's difficult to mine gold. We have got to go underground, you put a lot of money and men there. And some of them die there. Those who survive, of course, they get something. And then once you have that gold that has been mined, it has got to be, of course, refined, and then you know, that it can go to the market and do whatever it's supposed to do. Now, crypto also gets mined, just like gold. Yeah, it gets mined. Now, and you mentioned these guys, you call them the miners. Okay.
Miners, yes.
Yeah, they mine cryptocurrency. And then how do they mine this cryptocurrency? Okay, fine. To mine it, where do they mine it? How do they mine it? And you know, why should they mine it in the first place? You know, because I mean, if cryptocurrency is there, it's now this code that is there. You know, so why should be mined? It's there now. So why should they mine it?
Okay, actually, this is how everything was constructed from start. You see, this is like a big database, actually, that could have been created without any mining, but then it would not have been a beneficiary for nobody. That's why they come up with that idea. Bitcoin has started with this to get a proof of work. Now, this proof of work is machinery that actually is three-dimensional, because in crypto technology is cryptographically. You understand? This is This is where you can visualize the triangles that are linked to each other, and where you have from the Genesis a linkage under, and this must be verified. This linkage, this hash keys, they need to be verified in order not to break the whole system. A system that actually never can break due to this graphical and cryptographical interfacing. I hope you understand. This is visualized. Somebody can visualize. Yes, okay. Somebody can visualize this, and this is that requires this energy.
Okay, you mentioned a few things there. Just to clarify the viewers, you know, I'll always keep interrupting you if you don't mind, because I just want to make sure that people understand this. Yeah, sure. Because I know you are a very technical person, and for you to try and say something in a non-technical way, it can be very challenging, because then, you know, that's your life. You are a programmer, you are a developer, and that's it. Me, I understand you, because I'm a marketer. I do marketing, so I tend to make things easy for people. Okay, you mentioned miners. Basically, in simple terms, from my understanding, is that the people who are mining, basically they take these codes. Okay, they run through the machines, those computers. Okay, and then I think your light is off. I don't know what's going on. Is it your light?
People just arrived here.
I can see you, but
they take ownership of the light.
But can you sort it out? Sorry. Because now you see it's a problem.
Can you put the light back on, please? Thank you. Sorry for that.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm saying these miners, just to make it easy, the people who are mining are basically solving the mathematical problem presented to them or to their situation. To say, okay, here's this very long code, and then now they have got to look at it. What does it mean? Because I take it that that code is actually representing a transaction. Okay, that the code, it's either it has got value or no value, but it represents something. Am I correct? That it's like, for instance, if somebody deposits money in an exchange, and then that money starts moving, that money will always be represented in a form of a code. And then therefore it's a duty of those people who are mining. Basically what they are doing, they are verifying the correctness or the very existence and the truth that that particular transaction has got an origin, where it comes from who, where is it going, and how much is it? You know, so all the properties of that particular transaction. So these miners, their job is to do that, so that once they have done that, then they will add it to the blockchain and to say it is correct, it meets all the requirements, it meets everything that
okay, so can I correct you there?
Yeah.
Doctor.
Yeah, that's fine.
What these miners do, and what you say, these miners already were doing what you are saying before any new transaction came.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. They have created the availability, the triangle that need to match. Sorry, they need to match in order to continue with this huge database.
Okay.
And they pre-mine. Transactions are pre-mined. Okay. That's why it only takes 1 second to transfer money from South Africa to China. 1 second. There's no miner that can mine in 1 second. You understand what I mean? It was because it was already there.
Okay, that's fine. So it means they do what you call pre-mining, so that when there's a transaction that happens, all that happens is that whatever transaction happens has already been predetermined. It's just a question of linking the transaction and making sure that it meets the protocol.
Yes, and the miner is getting his share.
Okay, they get paid for doing that. So basically, those are the complex calculations that are done by the machines that they have, those big machines that they have, that hardware that they have, and then they would be able to do those quotations. Okay, fine. And then you mentioned also something on a proof of work. And then I take it that the proof of work is exactly what those miners do. Okay, they work on the concept of proof of work. Can you elaborate on the proof of work? I know it's technical, but I'm just trying to make it easy. Remember, what's going to happen is that a lot of people after listening to us now, they are going to go and read. It should be easier that, okay, they came across this term and then they understood the explanation, and then it's easy for the term to stay in their head. You know what I mean? Yes.
Yes, 100%. You see, the proof of work is the one who's linked to this three-dimensional machines that are using special three-dimensional graphical ships to make these triangles. Now the next that is coming, and the merge is happening soon, like Ethereum is saying to us in September, is the merge. But look, it's not the first time they postponed this, where they are going to make this more easier for these triangles, encrypted graphical triangles to be created. You understand? So this is the whole fork actually who is changing the way it works.
Okay.
And the follow-up of this is actually to create a free system.
Yeah.
And this can happen the moment all these miners who are there are going to have been paid now a lot of money already. You understand? Yeah. Now they become like the custody of a free service.
Okay, no, that's fine. That's fine. I know you're going deeper now. Yeah, okay. I just want to keep it there superficial. Yeah, I'm avoiding that too much detailed technical part of it, because you just go over somebody's head. The main thing is I wanted to establish was that proof of work is what the miners use and how does it work. So basically, it's all the algorithms that they are using there to arrive at a particular answer, and then that's what they are doing, and then they get paid for doing that. Okay.
Yes.
And then now you mentioned Ethereum, and then Ethereum does not use, or it also uses it also mining and minting. How do these two work? The mining and minting. What would you say is the difference between mining and minting?
Okay, minting is the moment when somebody deploys a project on Ethereum, where this costs money, this costs Ethereum. Now somebody is putting Ethereum there when he deploys his project. And there are many different projects. There are exchanges. There are minting. So this is where the concept of minting is coming. Okay. Where somebody is minting a token, or somebody is minting a coin. These are two, they look the same, but exactly programmatically they're not the same. Somebody can mint NFTs, non-fungible tokens. This is getting minted.
Yeah. So am I correct to say minting is almost similar to, you know, when the Reserve Bank would instruct the mint and say, print so many notes, you know, print so much money. We need money in the circulation, you know, and then that's how they actually manipulate the interest rates and all those things, you know. You just flood the system, the circulation with a lot of money, and then, but now you get, if you do that, then you shoot up the inflation. And then, so basically, the money loses the buying power, and then the price of goods goes up. So, am I correct to say minting is almost similar to that exercise? Just to make it easy for people who are listening, to say mining is much more difficult and minting is much more easier. It's just now making the money available. Whereas mining is to solve those complex mathematical problems to verify that you know, the particular transaction is in line with the protocols of a cryptocurrency. Yeah. Okay. Then yes, you mentioned also, yeah, you mentioned the Genesis block. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Am I correct to say when you mentioned it, that's actually the first block that's get created in the blockchain?
Yes.
Yeah. And then and you also mentioned the hash. And then so when the block comes, so like, almost like a person can imagine a cube, you know, a block that is in a cube. On the one side, it has got some fingerprints, you know, of where it's going, where it's coming from, or where it's going, you know, who is the owner of this, what does it have inside, you know, how much money is there. So that would be your hash. It means the hash of the previous block, but the Genesis won't have the hash of the previous block. It will have a hash, and then the other blocks that come, they will have the hash of the previous block, which is the Genesis block. So by Genesis, basically, you mean the first block. That's what you mean.
Yes, the first block, which is actually only a few lines of code.
Yeah.
JSON code. This is what it is. And everything else that comes above it, like you mentioned, is carrying the previous hash key, and a new key is made out of this previous hash key.
Okay, so the new key will be made by the miners.
Yes.
Okay.
This is made. This is digged out of the ground.
Yeah. Okay.
To create this huge database that we currently have, and that is still growing.
Okay. And then now, what makes cryptocurrency safe now? I mean, someone can say this thing can be tampered with. I mean, our IT people are known to crack things. They are known to what's the correct word? They are known to hack. You know, someone says, but now, I mean, I've got my money here. This thing can be hacked. What would be your words against that? That, I mean, is there a chance that somebody can actually hack the system and start stealing money and diverting money that is flowing in the system?
Okay, this is where you opt to put your money in safe places, like the ones that we know. Our country, Binance, because these people, they stand garant for the value that you put there, even if they are getting hacked. But our country, I don't see our country to be hacked.
No, I'm talking about the blockchain itself. You have a blockchain. I'm talking about the whole concept of the blockchain.
Yes.
I'm saying,
okay,
if someone says this blockchain thing, I mean, these chains, somebody can interfere with this blockchain and manipulate it. Well, yeah. So I've read that it's almost impossible because of the fact that there are many computers in the whole world that are called what you would call them nodes, but when do you call them nodes?
Fork.
Or fork, yeah. So
Fork,
they are
yes,
spread
yes.
all over the world. And then now the fact that there is this hash keys, and then every block has got a hash key of the previous block. So if you want to manipulate a particular block, and then you'll have to change the entire hash keys of the previous blocks, which will be almost impossible, because then you need, to do that, you need to capture almost about 51% of those computers that are all over the world, and so that you can manipulate that and change all the hash keys, but which is virtually impossible to do that. So that's the explanation. I thought it would come up, because I've heard a lot of people, whenever I talk about crypto, they come up with such arguments to say, no, but IT people, they can always hack these things, and then before you know, and then the whole thing of blockchain technology is down and out. And I've always argued that no, it's not possible, given the fact that these things are so secured that it's impossible to actually, unless you can have access to 51% of these computers that are all over the world. But how are you going to do that? And it's virtually impossible. Yeah, and I think it's even worse when it comes to the proof of stake, because then the concept is totally different now. It's even make it even almost like non-existent, that there's a chance that there's somebody who can do that. Okay.
Yeah,
it's not. Yeah,
it's not possible. Yes, this is not possible. What is possible, that is somebody who leaves his computer and who does not lock his wallet. That moment, anybody else who's next to you where you work becomes the owner of your wallet, and they can do anything they want. These are things that can happen, yes, but actually to hack into this system, it's impossible. You can't.
Okay. No, I think we've touched on the thing is obvious. I don't want our video to be too long as well. So sure. Yes. So now that someone feels that well, look, it sounds like there's the checks and balances have been done here. It sounds that the whole thing is reasonably safe, and then the question would be, how do I then make money in the world of crypto? I mean, why? What are the advantages? What makes crypto better? I mean, than the fiat. I mean, people, they put money in their bank. Some, those who are lucky, they put it under the mattress. But generally, people put money in the bank, or it's sitting somewhere in the insurance companies, where they bought some cover of something, or they have invested. You'll hear that people they've invested in all these companies, their money. So why should people look at crypto as a solution? Personally, after talking to many people and after reading, about crypto, I just got the feeling that it is here to stay, whether we like it or we don't, whether governments like it or they don't. And what I like about it is the people's money. For the first time, the people can actually control their own money, and they attach value to their own money without the government manipulating the currencies. You would know what the Chinese do. I mean, they devalue their currencies anytime they want to. So for me, it's the first time I said, wow, this thing is actually a revolution, in mankind, because the revolutions that are coming these days, many people may not be aware. There are many revolutions. That some people are waiting for one big revolution like we used to have. In the old days, you would have the French Revolution, or have the first industrial revolution. You had all these revolutions, Russian Revolution, you know. I don't think those revolutions will happen. The revolutions are happening every day, especially when the power of money is shifting to the people. So for me, I see cryptocurrency as the people's power for the first time in history. Yeah, for the first time in history where people can control their lives. Because if you control money, then you control everything. So now it's sitting with the people. But now here's the question. People are saying, okay, it's fine, well and good. It looks secured, everything. Yeah. How do we make money out of this? I mean, you know, how do people make money? Yeah.
Okay, a very simple way one can think of, all right, which per se has nothing to do with our minting. But if we are a group, if we are a group of 100 people, and we create a coin, and we sell it to each other, and we only sell one to each other, and we bid the price up amongst this 100 people. We go from person 1 to person 2 to person 3, and they bid up against each other, okay, with only one coin, whereas we all have more than one coin altogether. You understand? Now, with this one coin, we can make the money that we already have to be so much more in value. Now, like you said, this is the power of people. This is what they can do. They can enrich themselves with cryptocurrency.
Okay, now, if you have got one coin and then 100, yes, and then we're bidding, the coin value, of course, goes up because the other one is putting a different price. Okay, it's a higher price. Am I correct?
Yes.
And then also it moves, the other one puts another price, higher price, it buys just like that. At the end of the day, that coin will be so expensive that maybe the 100th person won't be able to buy it. How do you deal with that one?
Okay. Imagine you're a part and parcel of Ethereum.
Yeah.
From onset.
Right.
And now you were bombarded to have a fork and to become a miner.
Yeah.
Ethereum has been initiated as a 0.0000000009999 times 9 value, which was next to nothing towards the dollar.
Yeah.
Now Ethereum is say it's worth $1,000.
Yeah.
You had many already.
Yeah.
Because you were there as initiator.
Yeah.
You don't have to. The last person does not have to buy it anymore.
Yeah.
You know, his head sits there. You know, looking at what the other ones are doing. Because he's there. He's part and parcel of Ethereum.
Yeah.
And now this is where the proof of stake is going to come in. Who are going to assist these ones who don't make money anymore because of the mining.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
First come, first serve there as miner. Who was there? His stake portion is high.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm trying to say to you?
Okay.
So it's like you say, this is people's money, and people can make this money to grow. You understand?
Yeah.
And I assume it's going to be for the next video, where we're going to specify actually the minting, the Promedical mint.
Yeah.
Am I right or am I wrong?
No, you're correct. Okay, so basically, there are many ways of making money in this. Am I correct? Because that's one that you're talking about. what we are talking about is when you have got a token, okay? If you develop a token, okay? I know that we have developed 2 tokens that still need to be dealt with. That was the PRMET and the PRMET and the PMT, okay?
Yes.
But that's fine. That's a discussion for another day. But once you have a token, the main thing is to get the token and you get it to into the circulation, basically. But the first thing that you do, first thing that you have got to do, you have got to give it value. It must have value. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Once it has got value, then it goes to the market, and then in the market it's a question of a demand and supply, you know, and then new prices, and then the person buys on a new price, and then the other one is selling, you know, at a particular price. So it's the buyers and the sellers participating on this token. Am I correct?
Yes, this is actually what I was explaining earlier. But all these things can happen local. That you don't have to go to any market.
No. I'm just saying general. That's a
general.
That's how the whole thing works, basically. Because remember, the question I asked was, a person, just ordinary person, says, but how do you make money in crypto? I can think of few ways of making money in crypto. One is that you can go and buy crypto from anybody, and then you hold it, and then you wait for it to go up, and then you sell it, just like any other, you know, item that you can buy today and buy low and sell high, you know. But then with crypto, there are certain platforms where you can buy crypto and sell it. It means you need to understand how to open an account, a crypto account, either on Altcoin Trader, on Luno, on Val or Binance or Coinbase, whatever. And then you hold on the crypto, you buy it, hold, you monitor your charts, you look at your graphs. The price has gone up, it's doubled, you sell, or you still hold until it's 5 times up, you sell. That's one. Yeah? And then the second part is that you participate either in mining or minting. But then the mining part is out of reach, because you need a lot of very expensive infrastructure. In fact, the miners today, they are not making money like they used to before. I mean, the ones who are making money are the ones who came early, and then when there was a big demand. I mean, I know, for instance, they are reducing Bitcoin. How many Bitcoins can be mined? I think they reduce it every, I can't remember whether it's 4 years or whatever. But at the end of the day, they are reducing the number of Bitcoins that will be mined. And therefore, that's why we see this volatility of Bitcoin shooting up. And okay, we understand it's down now because of the global environment. But what I'm saying is this: is that that's the second way of making money. First one is to buy, hold, buy low, sell high. Second is to participate in mining or minting. Okay. Now, this is where we come in. We say, as Promedical, we say we understand very well where we can participate now. Am I correct? By looking specifically at minting. But then you invented a different way of minting from the general, where people want to mint and then and get the currency in the circulation. You actually do the local minting, which is totally different from the traditional cryptocurrency minting that we know. Am I correct? So now,
100%, yes.
Yeah. So now, how do we approach that one? How do we approach that one? The minting, this asymmetric minting, because remember, we're busy now trying to unpack this one.
All right. Okay. The way this can be approached is as follow. All value is getting minted, and the opposite of minting is burning.
Okay.
Like your Reserve Bank is receiving now and again paper from banks who actually sometimes is or fraudulent, created, or who is not worth anything anymore because of the overusage. Now, this is how banks, reserve banks, are printing more money. And also where there is a need for more money, they just print more money. Or they burn, like I'm saying, which is the opposite. Now, if you have a part within a system where you can over-create tokens, a surplus of tokens that is value created, the moment the ones that you have deployed on initiation and they are burned, which means you have given them value from the value creator place, you can bring it to the value booster place, meaning the ones that you have been burning, meaning to say you gave them another value within the crypto space. You were actually swapping them or bringing them over to the dollar space value. The moment the ones on the booster are burned, you can bring them over asymmetry from this place where you have created them. It's like a buffer. It's like a buffer that you have been creating on the Ethereum as a smart contract, Solidity programmed, a buffer of awaiting, let me call it paper, paper to be printed, to be minted. Now the value is created, minted. This minted value, which is a small fraction, is given value to the dollar. That moment, this booster place is opened, and now in asymmetry has enabled to receive again the small fraction that you initiated with. Now this is like a print machine, going up and down, up and down, up and down, and this never has to stop, because this a value creator can create 1,000, a million, 100 million, billions of identically tokens, and it does not stop. Because yes,
I understand.
actually, I thought this would be said the next video, but now
no, it's fine. No, it's okay. Don't stress about that. Yeah. Well, now,
thanks.
If someone, no, we'll do it on the other video. I just wanted you to clarify that part. It's fine.
Okay,
and then now on the issue of money, everybody wants to make money, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Now, we as Promedical, we know the money that we're looking for, we want to finance our projects. And many people, I'm sure by now, they are tired of listening to the projects that we want to finance and so forth. But in summary, we want to fund our healthcare infrastructure, and at the same time, we want to control the money flow in the healthcare space. So basically, it's one of the ways that we want to raise money to finance the project. Now, a person would say, okay, fine. If I fund, okay, my account with the intention of growing my money, person wants to grow money, everybody wants to make money, okay? Because remember, in Promedical, we have got people who come to Promedical, they buy shares. Okay, they put their money and then they buy shares in Promedical. And then we've got a lot of projects that we're doing now in that regard. And then other people would say, no, I don't want to have shares in Promedical. I just want to fund the projects. Like they lend the money to Promedical and then they get paid a return on the money that they lended. You know, if you lend somebody some money, of course, you want a return. It must be more than what you have put in. How much can people expect, and after how long? This is basically coming to an end of this introduction, because I mean, people now, they understand how the whole structure looks like, you know. But at the end of the day, what is important is I put in the money. How much can I expect the returns, and what's the minimum, you know? And then of course, then that will tell whether the next videos are relevant or not relevant. Because I mean, if we come up, we do the videos, a lot of them, we send them, post them, no matter how much you explain, for as long as the person doesn't know how much am I gonna make here? You know, how much can I make if I borrow Promedical money? What was your calculation?
Okay.
And then, okay, your minimum that I need to borrow Promedical, and then also how much and after how long? That's
okay.
your calculations.
Okay, all right. Okay, I think it depends on the value of Ethereum when it happens. But I think the plafond that should be reached is a minimum of 100,000 rand, and now anybody to fund this can bring as much as he or she wants, and in no time this would be given back, plus a 30% that on his return it can be funded again.
Yeah, but after how long? 30% after how long? What's the minimum? And
1 month.
After how long?
After 1 month. After 30% after 1 month.
Is it not too ambitious, 1 month? Are you sure that in 1 month you can achieve it?
Yes, like I'm saying, the moment that plafond is reached of the funds that are required, yes.
Okay.
It can be longer. It will depend on how fast this value of the funds are going to be available.
Yeah. But then, am I correct to say, like you said that, I remember, that it would depend on the value of Ethereum, because then if the value of Ethereum goes up, I mean, it's down now, it's about 1.6 US or something. Last time I checked, I think I saw 1.7, but it must be 1.6 now. If it goes up, that's the factor that can actually drag the whole thing. It means it can push the threshold up if the value of Ethereum goes up. Okay.
Yes, yes and no. Yes, if it's going up too high.
Yeah.
No, if it buffers between 1,000 and 2,000.
Okay. No, that's fine. The minimum funding from an individual, how much are we looking at?
Look, like I'm saying, that this depends on how much.
No, I'm saying minimum.
Is
minimum.
A minimum. Look, I think the minimum should be small, isn't it? 1,500 rands.
Okay, that's about $100.
It's just sorry.
Yeah, I understand. 1,500 rands. Yeah, that's almost about, you can say about what, maybe say 1.7 or something like that. 1.5 or so.
Yes.
Okay, that's about, yeah, 1.5. Okay, I understand that. Okay. And then, but I mean, if you, well, people can always calculate going back. Okay. So basically, in summary, we're saying within a period, if a person funds or lends his Promedical that kind of an amount in a period of about a month, if we reach our threshold when everything is stable, we have got a price range of between 1,000 to 2,000 of Ethereum, we can start the minting process.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And then the last thing there would be, and then once that amount, well, that minting has started, and then a person can expect within a period of a month to get his principal plus 30%. And then
Yes.
that money, yes, that money is then sent to the account, the cryptocurrency account that the person would be holding with altcoin trader.
Yes.
Yes, and then from there, the person can withdraw from altcoin trader because it will be in ETH, and then that person can convert from ETH to rand. And then he
Yes.
can be able to withdraw that money from his bank account. Am I correct?
100%.
Okay. All right. So I think for the purposes of an introduction, I think we've covered ground. The only thing probably next time it will be a question of picking up quite a lot of, if maybe there are people who are WhatsApping questions, then we can respond to those questions on our next video, or maybe we'll respond to on a WhatsApp, you know, and then we can deal with the questions in our next video if we don't find time. But for WhatsApp, it's easier. And then I think, yeah, that basically brings us to the end of this introduction. It took us quite a longer time than I thought, but it's okay. Maybe next time we'll try and make it shorter.
Shorter, no problem.
Yeah. No, okay.
Sure.
All right. Okay.
Sure, my brother.
No, thanks
Sure.
a lot. Thanks for your time. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Okay. Great stuff. Okay. All right.